Hi, I'm Ned, and I've started streaming. This is a recording from my live stream over on twitch.tv/NedMakesGames. I'm live most Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 10 a.m. US Eastern Time. I'd love to see you there. Alright, hey everybody. Hope you've all had a great weekend. As my stream was on the pre-stream video, it already started, or my internet already failed once, so hopefully that's not going to continue, but anyway. Also, yeah, I want to apologize a little late this morning. I had something I had to take care of before streaming, but yeah, I'm here now. So anyway, I hope you all had a great weekend. So today we're going to continue, or I guess return to this Mario Party minigame. I'm not sure why the global illumination is so blue right now. Let me see about that. Okay. That's funny. For some reason when it's on 1, it's like that, but then... Okay. Maybe that's just because I need to bake lighting again, but that kills OBS, so I won't do it right now. But yeah, so before I kind of played around with doing these like pixel art models, and I tested it with this turnip, and I think I could get it to work well, but I don't know. I kind of need to finish this project, and I think trying out a new art style in a project that I have this deadline for probably isn't the best idea. So I think we might just go to something I'm more familiar with, which is like a Toon shader style. And that will give us a chance to update the Toon shader anyway. So yeah, probably maybe some other project I'll try to do the pixel art type thing. I think it would be cool, but so anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of that, and I guess we can just leave this stuff here, although I might move. I'll probably clean it out of the project later. Yeah, we didn't really do anything with this shader, so I think I'll just delete it. Okay, so what I want to try to do is make like a new updated Toon shader. So I've had a video on my channel for a while, but I've been also working on a new version of the Toon shader just that uses some of the new features on the shader graph. And also, oh yeah, so a new video that's going to probably come out in a couple weeks is about custom lighting. So I think we'll use that kind of as a base. So yeah, we'll get a preview of it. I have package here. Hey Rohan, I'm doing pretty well. How are you? A bit of a slow morning for me, but I guess that's Monday for you. Okay, so yeah, I don't need these things. I guess we can just make use of this test lighting scene I have already set up. I'm just gonna shuffle some of these files around. Right, put the I guess some material should go in there. All right, so we have this custom lighting subgraph, and it has all the keywords set up, which is nice because before you had to put this in the main graph, but now it also works on subgraphs. And we also don't have to do that kind of annoying thing where we had to go into the material and turn on it's the lighting inspector on the inspector, and then you had to turn on debug mode and then type the shader keywords. You don't have to do that anymore, thankfully. Okay, so anyway, right now this lighting is basically all calculated in a shader graph, and an unlit shader. So now we have complete control over like how the object is shaded, and we can get all lights in a shader graph. So I want to update that to have a Toon effect. Okay, so I think to do that, let's rename some of this stuff. Oh, it did update. Okay. I thought that if I rename that file, it might not update the source, but it did. Okay, so let's go inside. All right. So the main thing I want to do here is instead of just outputting a color, I'm going to just output the like the specular and diffuse attenuation for this fragment, and then in the shader graph we'll sample some textures to put the ramps together. I think that'll be the easiest way to do it. Okay, so what else do we need here? Yeah, one thing I'm not sure about how in a Toon shader how to handle global illumination, because it kind of is like not I guess not toony, because it's not like, you know, it doesn't you can't apply the ramp texture to it because the color is just built into another texture and you don't have access to the attenuation data. So it's by default, or just by its very nature, smooth, and I don't know if that really looks good with a Toon shader. So we might, I think for now I'll just leave it in, but I might just like go with like a flat global illumination value instead of using a light map. Okay, so I'm just trying to think if I need anything else in here. I think that's all fine. So I want, like I said, this should output, instead of just a float 3, it should output different attenuation values. So we'll have diffuse and specular. Okay, we also want the light colors for both of these. So does the Toon shader receive light data from light probes? Yeah, it does, Rohan. Although again, those aren't those are smooth, so I don't really know how well that would look. Or how good that would look. Okay. Let's rename this. Okay, I guess I should rename this as well. Okay, let's just call this the Toon lighting output. All right, so the reason I've separated this out is because I kind of want to handle them differently. Because we have to have some way to combine all the different light colors together and still make it look good. Like, I'm trying to think of it. I guess discrete boundaries between the lights. So, like for the diffuse color, what I like to do is you kind of average the colors of all the lights based on their strength. But then for the specular, I think it looks best if you just take the strongest light at that point. So that's why I've kind of separated them. So this is output. Okay, and then this also needs to be slightly different. Because yeah, instead of just outputting a color, we have to output the diffuse attenuation and then the somehow like a running average of the, or a weighted color that will average at the end. Okay, so this will be like a structure that will just hold like running averages. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, we'll return nothing, and then this will have an out variable. Let's call it Toon, and I think if I remember correctly, yeah, there's no ref, but I think it works the same as the ref keyword in C#. Okay, I see that my internet's not being the best right now. I can't. Unfortunately, I can't restart my browser or router right now because somebody else is relying on it as well. So yeah, we'll just have to live with it. I do apologize, but hopefully it will stabilize here. Anyway, okay, so we don't return anything. Okay, and then yeah, one thing you need to do is somehow you need to extract the light intensity out of the color, because we need to basically turn this radiance down to just a single float, because we want to be able to multiply that in with the diffuse and then keep it a single float. So usually you can either take the maximum component or the average. There's a bunch of different ways you can do it. I mean, I guess we could kind of do the same trick with global illumination as well, and then apply like an ambient ramp to it. Maybe I'll try that out. Oh, we still couldn't get crisp colors, but okay, so we'll just get the maximum component. Okay, and we don't have to do that fancy optimization anymore. Okay, so now the radiance of the light is just the intensity times its distance and shadow attenuation. Okay, and so this part we don't care about. Actually, the Toon shader doesn't even really care about albedo. So I don't know if I need to keep this in here. Oh, we can get rid of it. Okay, so now we have this, and we just add the diffuse. And then we add the specular too, I think. And then, okay, so the weighted light color. We add the light dot color times its diffuse weight. And then, so this, but the specular, we want to take the strongest color. So we see, okay, I guess I need to have float. Like that. So if specular is greater than or equal to the strongest, okay, so I'll have to type that all out again. Okay. So that's fine. And then here have that, and then we return this Toon lighting output structure. We also need to initialize this thing. We gotta set everything to 0 at first. Okay, so that's fine. And I think I'm not gonna worry about global illumination for now, so I'm gonna comment that stuff out. Okay, and I guess we can have fog for now. All right, so yeah, the Toon shader doesn't care about albedo. And actually, it doesn't care about ambient occlusion right now either. I guess we'll just clean that stuff up. And we can add it back in if we need to. So yeah, no baked global illumination either. Okay, and then that means here we don't need the albedo or ambient occlusion. But we still need the light map UV for shadow masks, so we'll leave that. Okay, we might want this back, so I'll comment that. Okay, and then all this stuff we don't need. Okay, let's rename this to calculate Toon lighting. Okay, one moment, my phone is lighting up at me. Okay, it's all fine. All right. So I think this is good for now. Yeah, it's gonna complain because yeah, we're gonna need to take away the albedo and ambient occlusion for now. Valid subscript albedo. Oh, I must still call it somewhere. Oh yeah, I should probably just comment this function out because it's gonna give me, that's probably where the error came from. Oh, and then also the shader graph preview doesn't have albedo yet. So here I would just do, yeah, I mean, it's not gonna, I guess so for shader graph preview, I have to also deal with this. Okay, let's change, put that there, and then we'll, oh, I don't even return the tune correctly. Okay, how, yeah, fog isn't gonna work either because we don't deal with the color. So I guess we're gonna have to do fog separately if I need it. Yeah, because it needs to go outside the part that we deal with texture. Some might be easiest if we just sample the textures inside this function, but then I think it would get kind of complicated. Maybe we'll just make a separate fog custom function node. Oh yeah. Anyway, that was kind of, okay, so tune dot diffuse equals, and that's specular. Okay, and then do I want to just make some colors? Because I could just turn them yellow. So tune dot. No, thank you, bot. Okay, so I really need to. There we go. Anyway, okay. So what was I doing? Oh yeah, I wanted to set the. Oh, this is the accumulator, not the output. Okay, so we'll have tune lighting output. Okay, and then the output dot diffuse light color. We'll just set both of these to yellow, I guess. Or I don't know, we'll just do white. Okay, and now I need to also deal with the output here. So the diffuse is just the, well, I guess we'll saturate it. Saturate the accumulator diffuse. Same with the specular. Okay, and then with the diffuse light color. Oh yeah. Also. I named it that. Okay, so the diffuse light color is just the Toon weighted light color divided by the diffuse. Okay, I think we also need to check that if diffuse is, I don't know, close, like very small, then we just want to set the color to the main light color. Otherwise you get some weird artifacts. Okay, and specular light color. Yeah, it's just the strongest light color. I guess I should also do the same thing that if for some reason we don't loop through anything, although I guess at this point the main light color would also be black. Yeah, so yeah, we don't need to do that because this will automatically be set by the main light. Okay, so we need to, in order to do that, I need to initialize this strongest light specular to like -2. So that would, no matter what, the specular light from this will be greater than it. I guess due to the saturate, it's always going to be between 0 and 1, so I don't really, I could just do -1. Okay, and then yeah, here, so we need to, yeah, we don't output just the color, we output diffuse, attenuation, diffuse light color, specular, and the specular light color. Okay, and so we get the output from this. Toon lighting. All right. No, so I don't have to type all that again. Okay, so this is output dot diffuse attenuation with a small d. Oops. All right. Okay, so unexpected float 2 somewhere. Oh yeah, I have to put a comma there. Okay, shader error in this function. Oh, right. This. Oh, I forgot to change this. So this should be calculate Toon lighting. Cannot convert. Oh yeah, and then this is different now. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Yeah, now when I update that, there's no more errors, so I can just change this to diffuse attenuation. Okay. All right, so I don't need this ambient occlusion right now. So I guess I'll delete it for now. We can always add it back in. It's not that big of a deal. Okay, so we still will need the albedo from the super function or super graph. Okay, so yeah, instead of just outputting this, we need to do a little bit more work with the Toon ramps. Okay, so I'm going to make another custom function. Okay, so this will take in a ramp and then the attenuation and the light color. Okay, so we'll have sample texture. And no matter what, we want to have a specific sampler, so we want it. Well, I might switch between. I guess we'd want it to be point. Well, I don't know. It depends. But yeah, we definitely want that to be clamped mostly. And then the UV we need to construct. Usually it's nice to be able to, so you can like put all the ramps onto one texture. It's usually nice to be able to specify like the ramp V. And so now our UV is simply that. Compose our two float values together. Okay. And so now we need to deal with the light color. I think I'll just multiply it. Okay, and then the output. Oh yeah, really we don't deal with the alphas, so it could just be float 3. Okay, I think that's fine. Okay, so now we can just use this Toon ramp. So I guess I need to pass in a ramp here. That's fine. Oh, Did I go offline again? Alright, thanks awkward Brian. I think I'm back now. Oh, this is really annoying. Yeah, I can't really help or do anything about it because there's somebody else that's also using the internet. That's relying on the internet right now, so I can't reset my router. But okay, I'm glad to hear it's back up. All right. Well, yeah, I think we'll just have to live with it. Hopefully, it'll stabilize. I do apologize. I need to. I don't know. Maybe I should give him a call. But last time I tried to see if I could get better internet, it was like way too expensive. But anyway, okay. So yeah, we passed the Toon ramp in here. And then the attenuation, and I guess the diffuse ramp will put at V1. And then we pass this color. Okay, what's it not like? Variable diffuse light color is used without having been completely initialized. That's an interesting error. Okay, I set it right here. Is there diffuse light color? Right there. I set it every time. Okay, let's see. Maybe if I just do something like it will not complain. Okay. Oh no, there's still a bug. Variable. Huh, this is a funny one. It's saying that this light color variable hasn't been initialized, but the error, I feel like the error would happen here. So what happens if I just pass in some random float 3 variable? No, that works. So something specifically with using this. Does it happen if I do the specular? Yeah. What about attenuation? Okay. Doesn't happen with the diffuse. Oh. I forgot the out keywords. Okay, so that makes sense. So yeah, I wasn't being able to get the return values because these weren't actually being returned from the function because I hadn't marked them as an out argument. Okay. Right, and then get rid of that. Let me do something similar for specular lighting. We can use the same Toon ramp, except we'll set the V to 1, so the specular light or ramp will be on the top. And then we could just add them together. Although I guess we got well yeah, we'll add these together and then we multiply it with the diffuse color. A lot of times I just multiply, like I just add the specular on top of the diffuse color, so the specular is just purely the light. I feel like that looks pretty good with Toon shaders, so maybe we'll try that. Okay, so I think this is fine. So we calculate a bunch of stuff from the lights, and then we sample some Toon ramps. All right. Okay, so then in the test lighting function, some bug. Is that a bug? Valid subscript, strongest light specular. Oh. How come that didn't show up before? And the color. Oh yeah, so yeah, we don't return the color, we return this, or we don't return anything actually. Okay, that was the same problem there. Scalar vector or matrix expected. Oh yeah, so yeah, we don't accumulate the color at all, so get rid of that. Okay, Toon without being completely initialized. Okay, so can I not use the out keyword like that? Okay, let's see. Probably see. I haven't had to do this in HLSL because there's not the ref keyword, but let's see. HLSL ref keyword. Okay, so there is an in out. Okay, that makes sense. So if I just do that, then it should work how I want it to. Okay, no more errors there. Okay, so now I just need to get a Toon ramp. Again, no ambient occlusion right now. Okay, so right now if I test it, there's bugs. No matching, intrinsic method, Toon lighting. Oh, okay, so I'm trying to sample the shadow mask, but it doesn't like the light map UV. Oh, right. Yeah, this, we still need this part because this tiles the light map if it has scaling enabled. But it's, yeah, I don't need to sample it. Okay. Okay, I guess everything's white right now because the Toon ramp is all white because it's set to nothing. Okay, so let me just grab the Toon ramp from another of my projects. Well, let's use the original one. Oh yeah, so yeah, the specular is on the top, which is what I wanted to check for. Might edit it, of course, but okay. Yeah, this isn't this RGB. Although I guess we do multiply it with the light color, so I guess it is in this case. Don't need bitmaps. Okay. It is pretty toony. We can simplify things to see how it works. Why is the ground just pure white though? Let's turn off all the lights except for the sunlight. Yeah, so I know shadows aren't working, but yeah, okay, so now we only have the sun on. Okay, I guess that's the specular. Oh, well, that makes sense because, yeah, the albedo is neutral gray, so. And then the specular highlight is just the light color. Oh, hey, Kine. Sorry if I missed your message or if it's been sitting there for a while, but first time seeing your stream. The guy who made the skybox in Discord. Oh, hi. Yeah, I thought it looks really nice so far. Sorry, I got a little tunnel visioned on my Toon shader, but yeah, thank you for coming by. I'm glad to have you here. Hey, Zo Random. Thanks for coming by too. Okay, so the smoothness does work. So I guess that's all I have to do. On the ground, we would just turn smoothness way down. Although, I guess it's probably just because of the ramp, but like I kind of wish that there was a little bit more shading on the ground, but I guess yeah, it's only using normal maps, so. New stream times, it's early morning, stream ends right before you head to work. Okay, well let's yeah, I think like I said, I do apologize for anybody who liked my old stream time better, but I think this one just works better for me mentally. Very thanks for all awesome vids and shader knowledge. Oh, you're welcome, Zo Random. I'm glad to help out with that. I know a lot of people are intimidated by shaders, so I am glad to try and make them a little bit more accessible. What am I working on? I'm trying to make a Toon shader kind. So I'm making. Well, I've had a project kind of in the works for a while. To do like remake a Mario Party minigame. And right now I'm just kind of working on the art style. I think I want it to be. I think I'm just gonna use a Toon shader just because that's what I'm have the most experience with, and I feel like I probably shouldn't experiment too much with the art style on a game that I have a deadline on. So, but yeah, it's looking. I'm pretty happy with it. Let's see. So yeah, what I was gonna do if I change the light, I should start to see. Yeah, some more shading on the ground. I just wanted to test to make sure. But yeah, again, it's all Right now it's only shading based on the normal map. There's no like albedo shading. I wonder if that's because of the Toon ramp. I don't know if you can all see, but there's these weird artifacts. I don't know if that's because of the Toon ramp or the normal map. Let's see. If I turn... let's turn off compression and see. Okay, that doesn't do anything. Okay, so yeah, so it's compression on the normal map, but I don't know. I'm not gonna worry about it too much right now. I was just curious. Anyway, let's set this back to how it was before. Okay, so now let's see. Let's try and turn on some more lights. Okay, so when I turn this on, okay, it does seem it's not so toony. I think yeah, because you can see here where the lights blend together. It's too smooth, which it looks good like normally, but it's not really, it doesn't have a good tune effect. Yeah, it looks wet. Yeah, I think that's because of the colors, although that is kind of a cool effect. What did I do wrong? I'm trying to remember. Let's look at my other. I had like an experimental Toon shader that I actually was gonna put on my channel like months ago, but there were some bugs, so it never went live. But I think I solved this specific problem. I can't remember how I did it. Oh yeah, so the code is kind of messy, but so diffuse color, we average the color from all lights that affect this pixel. Okay. Oh yeah, I had to do this. Like normalize light color to try to get the intensity out of the light color. But I think I won't worry about that right now. Specular takes the most powerful light affecting this pixel. Okay. Well, it seems like what I'm doing, but let's see. How come this doesn't? It's too smooth. Oh yeah, I'm using both because I have a custom function. Unfortunately, you can't do like light stuff in the shader graph or just purely in the shader graph because in order to support additional lights, you have to have a loop, and you can't do loops in the shader graph. So at some point, you're going to be forced to write HLSL code. So I kind of just I like to just do all lighting in HLSL since I'm going to have to do some of it. This makes it a little easier for my brain. First computer love was Pixar's Renderman, AutoCAD. Used to take minutes or hours to render what's real time now. Yeah, I bet. It's amazing how fast or how much computer graphics have progressed just in the last few years, really. Like even things like global illumination used to, like, Unity still has you bake out light maps, but then like Unreal has like real-time global illumination, which is pretty wild to think about. Also, maybe it's just because it's too... Okay. They are different. I thought that the specular lights were both white, but it's just because they were similar. Okay, I think I'm going to turn off the normal map just so I can kind of see what's happening a little better. Okay, yeah, so the light color is definitely blending. That's not what I want to happen. It looks better right there. Oh, you know what? I think it's because I'm weighting it by the diffuse color when I actually should just add the light instead of weighting it by diffuse. Oh, right. And then, okay, so I had this, yeah. But if I, okay, so the problem is if I just do this, then it's going to add this light color to every pixel, which looks kind of strange. So what I have to do is only add it to pixels where the diffuse is at least greater than like 0. So if diffuse is greater than 0, probably want to add a little bit more of a leeway to that, but okay, so it's still a little, something weird is going on. But yeah, at least we have a crisp edge right there, which is what I was wanting. Let's see, something like that, maybe. Okay, so what I don't want, maybe it's because the intensity is so high. No. Okay, so what I didn't want to happen was this, the ground plane shouldn't be entirely blue. It should only be like where the light is close enough to it. Oh, it kind of works here. Like you can see that I want it to be like this, but all the time. If that makes sense. Okay, so the reason it just pops in like that because at a certain point the light gets close enough that Unity's like, okay, this light is affecting this plane now. Let me see. Maybe I do need to make this threshold editable, although it doesn't seem to really help. Although I guess it does a little bit. Yeah, maybe the issue is that it's just too intense. So it just looks funny on the ground plane, but I think it is actually working correctly. Because yeah, we can see the crisp edges. If I make that, oh, if I turn on the intensity, it doesn't actually change the, yeah, it just changes the brightness of the light. It doesn't actually change the radius here. Which is funny because the intensity should be folded into the radiance. Oh, I don't actually multiply the radiance with anything, do I? Okay, so that would be the issue. Oh yeah, because that's because before we just multiplied at the end, but I guess now we need to multiply it. I guess I can just... let's see, I think for my sanity... Technically we could just multiply it in at the right here, and then it would also get multiplied with the specular right there, but I think just to make things more obvious, we'll do that. Okay. Oh yeah, so now we have shadows again. Yeah, so that's nice. Why is it turning black right there, though? Okay, so there's still something weird going on. Where did all your coding knowledge come from? School, self-taught, work experience? Oh, thanks, Skylar. You just haven't been on the streams where I've had to research, uh, but yeah, I've been programming for a really long time. Is basically what it comes down to. I did go to school for computer science. Not so much shader stuff though. Um, but yeah, I've been working with Unity for like over 10 years, so it's just a lot of experience. Oh, thanks so random. I appreciate that. But like if you want to learn shaders, I always recommend this website called Cat Like Coding. Um, he has a really good tutorial about rendering in Unity, and that's kind of where I got started. All right, so there's still some funny stuff going on. Like I don't know why it gets dark in the middle there when I get close to an object. Let's see, does that even happen if I turn this off? Does that even happen? Okay, so there's some weird stuff happening even with just the main light. So I guess I should fix that. Um, let's just turn off specular for now. And I think I'll just set this color to white as well. So we'll just work with the diffuse attenuation. Okay, actually that looks perfect. So that's good to see. So now if I add back in the diffuse color, that might be where some of the funny stuff is going on. Oh yeah, so what's happening is I think since the diffuse is getting smaller, when I multiply or divide here, it's... Okay, so yeah, the reason that's happening is because I don't actually use the diffuse here. So when the diffuse gets smaller, of course, since it's inversely proportional, the light's going to get more intense. So what I need to do is count the number of lights that are affecting this fragment and then divide it there. Catlight Clock tutorial was your first coding experience? Oh, yeah, it's a really good resource. So I'd recommend his series on Unity rendering, even though it's like it predates all this the custom render pipeline stuff. It still like teaches you like all the basics of like how lights and shadows work, so it's just good to know. All right, so yeah, I really should make a page on my website that has like other good shader tutorial series that I found. Maybe I'll get to that soon. Okay, oh yeah, so now what I need to do is here, I need to count the number of lights. So lights, yeah, just light count. And then, yeah, so if the diffuse is greater than some threshold, then we'll just increase the light count here. Light count plus equal 1. And okay, so now instead of using the diffuse here, we'll use the light count. Okay, so that should fix this bug. Yeah, now I can just see if it's less than 1. But maybe I'll do something like less than 0.9 just so we don't have float errors. Yeah, cat light coding. Things so random. Oh, game dev bill is good. Graphics gems, GPU books. Oh yeah, the yeah, those are good as well. Yeah, Shader Toy is there's a lot of cool stuff on there. Okay, so now we have flat diffuse again, even with the light color added in. So let's look and see. Let's add the specular stuff back and make sure it still looks good. Okay, so that's fine. And now if we add back in a point light. Okay. So there is this kind of, yeah, I don't, yeah, so this weird rim right there, I don't really like, but that's because the light color contribution, since it has to be greater than 0.1, the light starts contributing a color or stops contributing a color before the attenuation is 0. So ideally you kind of want this value to be as small as possible. Oops. Okay. Well, actually that works fine. Although yeah, see now when I do that, it colors the plane. So yeah, it's kind of a balancing act. Another thing is this shadow there. It'd be nice if I could have it not affect areas in shadow. Okay, so when I turn that back up, okay, it actually still affects the shadows. And then we get that weird banding there as well. Oh yeah, I've never really got much into the demo scene, although I really should. Because yeah, they do a lot of cool shader stuff. I'll have to check out that streamer. I haven't heard of them before. Okay. Oh, well, okay, the problem here, okay, what's that smoothness coming from? Not very toony right there. Okay, so this is happening actually because that's the shadow from the main light, but not the point light. So the point light is still illuminating that area, especially because there's no point light shadows in this version of Unity. But I don't know why we're getting this smooth bit. Oh, that could just be the Toon ramp. Yeah, so if I change this to point. Oh, that won't change anything because I think I use linear here. Okay, yeah, so that's better. I think I want to have it as a point. Yeah, point, and then in order to get a little bit of smoothness, we'll just turn on anti-aliasing. You won't really be able to see in the scene view, but it should be visible in the game view. I can also, I already have anti-aliasing here. Unity shader wisdom is so rare. Oh, really? Well, I'm glad to help a bit with that. Oh, and so, yeah, that's funny when the specular highlight gets so bright like this, but you can kind of, probably what you'd want to do is you'd have a different material for the ground, and then you would just turn off the specular highlight on the ground, I think. Which, let's see, we can turn that off. We would just, I guess let's do a specular strength value. And multiply that. Okay. Yes, no. Okay, so well, I guess I need to test more lights before I go any farther, but I feel like the Toon light is looking pretty good. So I need to start thinking about how I might solve our global illumination problems. Or if I even want to do that. But so we have light testing, and then I'll just make another version with no specular just to test it. Okay, and even if I turn the smoothness to 0, which means it should give us tons of specular lights. Yeah, you can see it is turning it off. Okay, so that's good. Okay. Oh yeah, so we need to test more lights. Let's change this. Okay, so yeah, we can see that the shadows work, which is good. It's not really giving a specular highlight, although I guess there it turns red. Okay. Yeah, this might just be... Okay, so the specular highlight does change with the point light. I'm just trying to figure out why I'm not getting specular here. So the intensity is already super high. Oh, okay, that was the problem, because basically the whole thing was... The specular highlight was being drowned out by the diffuse light because the light was so intense. Okay. That makes sense. I had turned it up because I wanted to make sure the shadow worked. Okay, and then, yeah, the rest of it is all baked lights, so they won't show up. But what about... Okay, yeah, I wanted to make sure shadow mask worked, which it does. If I turn on... I guess yeah, these shadows are working. I guess that's not really for sure because of the shadow mask. If I turn that on... Okay, so now the only shadows are shadow mask shadows. There's no real-time shadows, but it still works. Okay. That's good. I guess... Alright, so the only other thing to do is fog and ambient lighting. Kind of want to do like a rim light effect too, but I don't know. See, the thing is, if I add in ambient lighting or global illumination, I guess we can just see how it looks, but it's not going to be crisp. And I don't think there's any way I can change that because I'd have to actually change the way Unity makes light maps, which just I don't think is possible. So I guess how would I even do this? Because the color, I don't even deal with colors at this point. Yeah, I have to do this like a post-processing, so we need to route back into this. Which I guess we're already going to have to do with the fog. A Fresnel kind of rim light. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. And we can also use another ramp texture for that if I want to. Okay. I don't know. I feel like I should be able to at least do like a constant ambient light. Like, you can change this to just be a color or a gradient like that, and maybe any kind of gradient is just not going to be, it's not going to give us Toon lights. So I don't know, I'm going to have to think about that. I think I'll wait and see maybe how the rest of the art style looks before I mess with that kind of thing. But let's do fog at least, because that will be nice to have. Oops. Yeah, I want to comment this part out. Okay, so Unity, in the shader graph, there is a fog node, although it's not the same as that mix fog function. But we can maybe just use this. I guess we'll try it before I overcomplicate things. So what we'll want to do is, based on the density, we'll interpolate between this color and the fog color. So if density is 0, then it should be the normal color, and then if it's 1, it should be the fog color. Why is it an object space? I don't know. We'll just leave it how it is for now and see how it looks. You've never played Mario Party before, nor have you seen it, but you'd love to see the end result of your project. Oh, thanks, Kine. Am I saying your name right? I've been saying it Kine, but I don't know. But yeah, it's I haven't even shown any gameplay. Like, the original Mario Party is not doesn't have a Toon shader, but that's just kind of what I decided to go for. But if you're curious, you can look it up on YouTube. It's called Hot Babam. It's the minigame I'm remaking, but yeah, I think it will be fun. Oh yes, let's test fog. Okay, so if I turn it on. Okay, so here. Okay, that did not go how I thought it would. Okay, let's just do linear. Okay. So density is different. I thought it would, like, it's kind of working, but I'm setting the end part of the fog farther away, but instead it's getting more foggy as I'm doing that, which is opposite of what I thought would happen, or what I expected. Let's see. Maybe this knows define. Okay, it's just telling you that different render pipelines will do it differently. That's fine. Okay, yeah, so this isn't much help. Guess we can go searching through the docs to find this. Oops. Yeah, it is backwards, I think. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of annoying to find implementations for the shader graph. You've got to search through a bunch of files to try to find. They always have this like dummy version that does nothing, so you've got to find the actual implementation. Okay. Is that it? Okay, so yeah, this behind the scenes, this is kind of how it works. But yeah, it's just saying that this node generates this function, which just calls this macro. But I'm trying to find the implementation of the macro, and Unity's not wanting to cooperate. Okay, here. I think this is the one we want. I hope. Okay, so compute fog factor. Okay, so it is giving us the fog factor, but it'd be really nice if we could just call that mix fog function, because even if you have the fog factor, you still have to do math to figure out how to blend everything together. I don't think there's not like a mix fog node, is there? No, it's the only one. Okay, well, I don't really want to re-implement it, so I guess we'll just make another function to do it. Okay, so float 3, Toon. Okay, I guess I'll call this post process Toon Light. I don't know what. Well, we'll at least need the fog coordinate, so I guess I'll make another structure. And then yeah, if I do anything with illumination, it would probably be in this as well. But we'll just do the fog. Okay. And yeah, it'll return a color and take in this. Okay, yeah, I call it D for data. Let's just rename this input current document. That's gonna cause a lot of issues actually, because yeah, I can see everything else that's highlighting. I'll just leave it for now. Oh yeah, sorry, I can feel my sinuses clogging up. My allergies have been horrible, so I apologize if I sound a little stuffed up. Okay, so I think all I have to do here really is just call this mix fog. Probably this won't work in the shader graph preview, so I'm going to go ahead. Oh yeah, so I'm going to need the actual, like, the Toon color so far. So let's see, float 3. Toon color. And I guess I could do this, like, all in one function, but then I'd have to sample the Toon ramps, like, in this code. And I think it's a little better to have it as a separate graph, because that way, if we want to have slightly different implementations, it's easier to do. Oh yeah, now Unity's gonna spit out all those errors because I dared look at my graph without this being perfect. Let's see. Okay, so in the shader graph preview, we'll just return the Toon color without any fog mixing. That really didn't fix the bug. What's its fog factor? Oh, right. This doesn't exist anymore in that data. Okay, so now I need to have another of these functions. Okay, and yeah, all this will have is the Toon color and, oh yeah, we need the position so I can get the fog coordinate. And this will just return an output color. Not sure if that is okay. Let's try it without a shader graph preview node and just see what happens. So input Toon color equals Toon color, and then input dot fog factor. So first we've got to call compute fog factor, and then we've got to get the clip space position. You could just do like that. And then when we turn, oh, I forgot the semicolon. This function. Okay. It's giving me errors. Probably it's saying, yeah, compute fog factor doesn't exist. So what I need to do is if shader graph preview else. Oh yeah, this has to be if defined actually. Okay, and then yeah, in the shader graph preview, we'll just set the fog factor to 0. Okay, still something wrong. Valid subscript fog factor. Oh. Wrong vowel there. Okay. Sometimes it doesn't refresh correctly, so. Custom function. Unrecognized surface description. Syntax error. Probably. So I'm missing something somewhere. Nothing's jumping out at me, but it looks like I'm missing a curly brace somewhere. Oh. Yeah, missing a semicolon right there. Okay, that wasn't everything apparently. Void functions cannot return. Oh, right. I don't return, I set the color output variable. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now instead of calling or interpolating like that, we've got to make another custom function. So I think it's post process Toon lighting. Set this to our Toon lighting HLSL file. Okay, so we've got the float 3 color and then the float 3 position, and then outputs color. Okay, so Toon color and position. Okay, that's fine. I don't know. I was gonna say maybe the order should be reversed, but okay. So anyway, all that, and yeah, now the fog works better. There we go. And yeah, we could have done all this in the shader graph, but it's just a lot of. I'd have to re-implement stuff that Unity's already got working correctly. So anyway, I don't actually think I want fog right now, so we'll just turn it off. Okay. Do I want... I'm just... Yeah, I'm still not sure if I want global illumination. I think I'll just have to get some actual art assets and see how lighting works with that, and then we can try to add it in if I need to. And maybe whenever I release this Toon shader tutorial, I'll at least add it in so that people can have it if they want. Speaking about that, I probably don't need so many. Okay, well, yeah, I guess I can just turn off this one because that's for specific keyword based on global illumination, but so I could turn it off, but I think I'll just leave it so I don't forget about it. Do I want... All right, so what else? I have about 40 minutes left of the stream. I guess we could do, I was thinking about doing outlines as well. I guess we could get started on that. Or we could do some models. Let's just clean this up a bit. Okay, I guess we'll get started on the outlines, although yeah, I hadn't really, I thought that the Toon shader would actually take a little longer, so I hadn't planned on it, so might be flying a bit into unknown territory, but let's see. I guess one other thing I do want to do is I should make this value editable per material. So let's add, okay, so float, Toon light threshold. Okay. Well, let's see. I was gonna say sometime I might want this to be 0 or even negative for the sunlight, but I think this will be okay. So we'll have another value here. Okay, and then in the shader graph, we just need to add some more stuff for that. Okay, that was relatively simple. Oh yeah, I guess I'll add back in the normal map. You can see how that looks, and add another property. Yeah, so the default will be something really small. I guess it was 0.1 before, so. Okay, so that kind of looks strange right now, but yeah, the normal map, it looks very weird on the ground, but that's just because of the Toon ramp. It doesn't let, you don't see the change in shading until it gets into shadow. Oh yes, I wanted to try the threshold value. So basically on the object, we want the threshold to be like near 0. But then on the ground, we probably want it to be higher. Although it doesn't seem to be doing anything. Did I set everything up? Okay, just to make things clear, let's turn off that again. Okay, so here, when I change the Toon Light threshold, this line should change, but it doesn't. Okay, so obviously something's not set up. Okay, I pass it through here. Passed in right there. Let's see. Okay, I do pass it in. Oh, I didn't set it here. So yeah, it's just a property doing nothing. Okay, so now... Okay, so now it does change stuff. Okay, I'm surprised. Okay, what this is telling me is that everything inside the circle, the threshold is exactly 1, and that's probably because the cone light just has a really high intensity, so if I set it like that, it would go back down again. But yeah, the threshold doesn't affect specular light, so that's why those are still showing up. Okay, that's fine. But you can see it is also kind of strange because the light is lighting this part, but it's not turning red. But yeah, that's probably you wouldn't want the threshold to ever go up that high. You just gotta kind of pick a value that matches well with the ramp, I think. Yeah, I don't know. Depends. And then like for the ground, we set it really high, but anyway, having it editable I think is useful. Okay, so alright, let's look into the outlines real quick. I probably won't be able to finish it today, but we can get started. Now, I've done outlines also on my channel, but well, I do thank everybody for their interest because they are really popular. But I've gotten a ton of requests about different things with them because it turns out they're really complicated. So I do want to return to them soon. So yeah, we'll, I guess, start with this project. What do I want to do? This is unrelated, but I wanted to turn the normal maps back. Okay, everything still looks pretty good. Okay, so I think for this project, I'm gonna do, it's probably gonna be pretty low poly, and so I think it'll look best if I can get edge detection, outlines working, and hopefully I can mostly rely on depth. Although I might do like more deliberately placed outlines using a vertex color strategy. We'll see. But yeah, I think it'll look good with the style I have in mind. Okay. So before I implemented the algorithm in a shader graph, but I don't really think that really helped much. It turned out to be kind of complicated. So might be better just to do it all in Because, yeah, there is looping again. Well, I don't know. Let's, you can just import my outline package. Okay, I'm gonna get the normals, but I don't think I'll actually use normals in this, but okay. Yeah, the thing about using depth is you have to do kind of all this stuff. So I kind of like to use the vertex color option, but I haven't really, I think I know how to do it, but I haven't ever actually written it in Unity. So that will be interesting. Okay, anyway, so have this. So I could just do this all in like a custom function, which is what I'm thinking about, or even like do the entire thing inside a shader and not have any shader graph component to it. I don't really, because like the basically the advantages to the shader graph are it makes it easy to change and make variations on it. But the thing is, when you have a good like outline system going, I don't really know why you would want to um, make variations on it in the same project. I guess like if you have, I know some people or some projects don't work well with post-processing, so in that case you might want to be able to call it from a shader graph. So like that is one good point. Okay, so what else happens here? So this is a screen UV, and then we get the depth normal. So yeah, that's a custom function, and then we get the view direction as well. Okay, so yeah, then we see. Oh yeah, so if the normal and the view direction are perpendicular, then we want to change the outline threshold. But I don't think I'm going to be doing that too much in this project because, like I said, I kind of want to be able to place outlines just deliberately where I'd like to, and then we'll only use the depth to like draw outlines between different objects. Um, okay. Let's see. All right, so how do we want to get started on this? Probably. I kind of want to just work. Like, part of me just wants to work from scratch, just to make sure that I don't like carry any what they call technical debt with me. Because I don't need for this project. I definitely won't want the color syllable, and I don't think I'll do normals either. So okay, but I kind of okay. Maybe what I should do is do the vertex color texture first, and then we can try to do outlines based on that, and then see if I need to do anything else. Because it might. I don't know. I think you can paint vertex colors in Blender. Let's see how easy that is first, because yeah, if it's difficult to do in Blender, then, you know, it's not going to be a good workflow for this. Okay. So if I want to, okay, so it does do that. Although what I'd really like to do is be able to paint faces. Because I think right now it's painting vertex color. Yeah. Yeah, so it's painting the vertex color, which I guess is fine, but um, with this system, what you do kind of is you use the vertex colors to define seams. So you really paint faces on it, and then it duplicates the vertices here so that they can have different colors. But I don't know if there's a way I can do that in Unity or Blender. So I'm not sure. Let's see. I guess I can. What would I even look for? So Blender paint vertex colors by face. Choose a color in the color picker. Hit Shift K. Set vertex colors to paint all the selected faces that color. Okay, so maybe there's a way to do it. Shift K. Oh, it's the knife tool. Let's see. Properties window. Choose a color. Oh, okay. So I had to. Let's see. Oh, paint mask. Face selection. Vertex selection. Okay, so this is exactly what I want. So then you can press Shift K. Okay. Can I see the vertex color somehow? All right. So yeah, that's what I want to happen. So basically what I would do is I would go into edit mode, select all the faces I want, and then go to vertex paint mode and press Shift K. Okay, so let's just output this cube and make sure that it gets exported to Unity correctly. That's a different project. Okay, we're done with this project, or this scene, so I'll open a new scene. Okay, huh? Oh, I put it in the wrong folder. Actually, I should name it. Okay, let's clean that up. Okay, yeah, so obviously nothing's going to show up immediately. Why is the lighting is weird in this project? Because if I just increase it slightly, for some reason when it's directly on one, it's so blue. I don't know why that's happening. Sorry, I thought I heard a cat in my room, but I think it was this wind from the fan. Anyway, yeah, so obviously nothing's showing up right now, but that's because we don't have a shader, or the shader doesn't just output vertex colors. So let's make a shader graph that just outputs vertex colors just to see what it looks like. I guess it can be lit, and then we'll do vertex colors. And all I have to do is no, we don't even need to do that. Okay, and then if I apply it to this cube, should be one red side. Oh no, there's not. That's not what I want to see. Maybe they're not getting imported or something. I've already got spam once today. Okay, so why does it not? I'm hoping that maybe it just doesn't import the vertex colors because it'd be really nice if it did. Normals. Okay, I don't see anything about vertex colors. I mean, I guess there's something could be wrong with the shader, although That would be kind of weird. Okay, so it's definitely showing up as red there. Maybe I have to do something. Is there like options to save? Let's see. I should probably look specifically about Unity. For the user searching for a way of using vertex colors in Blender and importing into Unity without any baking. Select a face. Switch to vertex paint mode. Okay, that's what I have. Oh, sorry about that. Let's see. I was gonna say maybe it's because Unity is merging these vertices, but I don't think it is because we can see we still have crisp shading. Let's see. Back to that. Color, all vertices are simply select a color with a picker, blah, blah, blah. You have to paint on the vertices, painting on the face won't work. Okay, well that is a shame. Because that might not work. Because I know this. See, the thing is that Blender like does, like behind the scenes, this point might, or it does have 3 different vertices because there's one that's normal pointing upwards and one that's pointing negative y and then one that's pointing negative x. And and each one can have a different color. But Blender does a lot to make you as the artist think that that's just one point, which is kind of usually how you'd want to work with it. But in this case, I want each vertex to have a different color because I kind of want a color based on the faces. But apparently that doesn't. See, if I do it like that, then it's going to start coloring based on the. It's going to make them all have the same color, which is not what I want. That doesn't do anything. All right. That's it. The file, I can export it. Fine. Okay, well, I guess we can try it as an FBX. Probably should have looked at some of those options. Okay, well, that's fine. We only have the cube. Okay, put that on there. Nope, still no red. Okay, well, I guess we should test, make sure that it does work if I paint based on the vertices. Let's try that. Okay, no, that doesn't work either. So there's something that's a little strange going on. Okay, the mask is turned off already. Alright, let's export FBX. Did not even update. Unless they're... Are they bugged and... Is the shader graph bugged or something? Oh, wait. I'm not even using the vertex color shader. Okay, that's gonna be embarrassing. Okay, so now it works. Oh, gosh. Okay, so let's turn this on mask and select all. Just paint everything white. I was trying to paint the whole thing white, but it wasn't working. Alright, and now A, and then just select one face. And shift. Alright, now it has to be red. Okay, now hopefully this works. Okay, it does. Oh, how embarrassing. So, what just happened is I didn't set the shader. I was just using just a normal lit shader. I wasn't expecting it to turn white like that, which is why I thought that I had already set it. But anyway, sometimes those things happen. So, okay, yeah, so this works fine. Okay, and that's actually a really easy workflow. So all I'll do is we can put those colors on an object, and what basically we're gonna render the scene using only vertex colors, and then we'll run edge detection over that, and that's how we'll see where to draw outlines. So the only issue, of course, is like if there's two of these, because the actual thing will be unlit. So if I think I can actually switch this unlit. So if I have 2 of these, and one is this, even if it's slightly behind at certain angles, they'll look like one object. So, this got disconnected again. Well, okay, we only have a couple more minutes of the stream left. So I might, let's see if it comes back real quick. But, okay, well, I guess for people on YouTube, I think I'll just stop the live stream, but for people that are still watching this on YouTube, as you can see, oh, okay, well, I'm back. Sorry, everybody, my internet, I need to, usually it's not this bad, but anyway, so like I was saying, because this is unlit, when you see these 2 objects like this, we'd want to have an outline, but in certain angles, they look like it's all one face, so the outline won't be drawn right here. So I've got to, I'll also want to test on depth, probably, I think. Yeah, normal wouldn't help because it wouldn't catch this either because the normals are pointing the same way. Yeah, sorry. Sorry so random, my internet's just not being the best today. I've had really bad luck with it the last couple weeks, but when I can, I'll see if I can mess with it. Hopefully fix it for next stream. But yeah, we only have a couple minutes left anyway, so I guess I'll go ahead and sign off. Yeah, because this is a pretty good stopping point. And so like next stream, I think what we'll try to do is we'll make a render feature, which will render a scene using this vertex color, and then we'll draw outlines based on it. And that gives us this really good control of where outlines should appear. So that way we don't have to mess with normals and all that stuff, which it can sometimes work, but a lot of times it's too fiddly. But yeah, so thanks everybody for coming by, and again, I really apologize for my internet today, but like I said, I'll try to fix it. And all the new viewers, I really appreciate you coming by and chatting. If you enjoyed the stream, of course, feel free to follow, and I'll put some links in the chat if you want to follow me anywhere else. I do have a YouTube channel where I post a bunch of shader tutorials mostly, and a new one should be coming out in a couple weeks, I think. But yeah, so anyway, I'll put links in chat. And I stream Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, usually starting at around 10 a.m. Eastern time. So yeah, I hope to see you Wednesday, and hopefully with a more stable stream. But yeah, I'll see you then, and have a great day. Bye-bye.